Palm Springs, yeah, you could sell a lot easier there because of the tourist tourists and the money that goes through there. Because there are a lot of people going through Palm Springs every day from all over.
So when you
Huh?
listen to operas when you were dusting, is that what inspired you to like music?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was a factor, and my dad was a good singer. I learned that standing next to him when I in church, and he belted out. It was nice, but he never did anything with it. But then grade school, I didn't know anything, and when I got in junior high school, I think probably the first year of high school, probably, and a girlfriend of mine said they needed a bassoon player in the high school orchestra.
Mom, pass it.
So, and they had a bassoon, and so she brought me to the director.
Yeah.
And I always did like music and singing, and I sang in the kids chorus in church. My brother and I, when we were 5 and 6 years old, sang Silent Night in front of the church
Whoa.
crowd, and it was it wasn't a small one. It was about probably maybe 100 in the, but we sang. Right. But anyhow, yeah, I always did like music, just innately, I guess, and so then that got me into, when I got in high school, I went to join the chorus, and I joined the instructor was, I don't know if you ever heard of Christensen. He's a big musician in the church.
Oh, okay.
But anyhow, he used to compose a lot of things. But one of his sons was the choir director, or the orchestra director, and orchestra and band. And so, I don't know, I guess I had learned how to read music. Oh, I had taken piano lessons.
Oh, so you knew how to read.
Yeah, so I knew how to read music. And so anyhow, he let me borrow the school's bassoon, and I learned by myself and played in the orchestra and the concert band, of course, and not the marching band, because the marching band was where I did the crashing. I told you that story.
Yeah, and you almost killed somebody, right?
Yeah, I could have called somebody. But so the band director, same one, had me play those instead of the bassoon. And then I got so enthralled with the bassoon, that was my goal in college, or in school. So I split from home when I graduated from high school, went to Minneapolis, which was 230 miles away, and I worked the summer after graduation to save money to buy, because I couldn't take the bassoon with me, but I decided I wanted to be a professional bassoon player.
Wow.
And so I had to go there, and I worked all summer in War Factory welding the in the guns, the sight,
No
the
way.
little cross. You had to weld those.
Wow.
And I was so good at welding, they put me in the distribution because there were 60, 70 people doing the same job. It was at the war.
Yeah.
And
World War II.
Huh?
World War II.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, charged there, and so then I lost my story.
You're earning money.
Oh,
By
I
working in the
saved
factory.
every cent. I lived all summer long on white bread. That's all we had.
Yeah.
To buy white bread, tomatoes, peanut butter. That's all I ate all summer long.
Wow.
I mean, now because I thought, oh, well, but anyhow, I mean, it did sacrifice for it. But I did earn $400, and so I bought a bassoon for her, $400. And then I started taking lessons, and I went to the university, and $13 a credit. You know, what is it now? 100 and some or something for every class you go to.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So, so then of course when I was working all that time, one job or the other, working in a war factory until school. Then I got a job in the post office, the university post office,
Mm.
and all the guys there were no automatic wash machines in the compound or the university. You know, we were the largest university on a single campus at that time. I think it was 35,000, which was heavy for 1940s.
Yeah.
And so they needed their own post office. And every weekend, the boys would, particularly, there were no automatic wash machines spread around, and there was no place. So the guys had to, I don't know what the girls did. They probably washed them in the bathroom sink. They sent home on cardboard suitcases about this size, this long, this wide, this high, sent home all of their clothes to be washed by Mama. And Mom would hurry up and wash those clothes and get them back over to their little darlings.
But not you.
Oh, no, not heavens, I don't know. Maybe I never washed my clothes, I don't know. But they would be lined up. It was toward the end of the war. There would be lined up 50 people, 50 guys, waiting to mail their suitcases home.
Wow.
It was kind of fun. And of course the guys were all roughly the same age as I was.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. And we had a room, a blank room it was a building that had offices and post office and different administration and stuff. They also had this real large room, and that was used for big meetings and things like that, and fold-up chairs and stuff like that. And so every afternoon, the auditorium was, the chairs were all put away, and there was dancing, jukebox dancing.
Oh,
So that every time I got a break from my job or afterwards, go in there and dance. It was fun. Right in the same building, you know.
yeah.
And,
What was it? Who was your favorite?
Huh?
Who was your favorite to listen to on the jukebox?
Well, I just like those people who you could dance to. Benny Goodman. I can't even remember, but all the guys of those, Frank Sinatra. I mean,
Yeah.
the jukebox. Of course, the records were this big,
Yeah.
and all of the Tommy Dorsey, Jimmy Dorsey, all of that era.
Wow.
So we danced mostly swing dance. Da 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 da. And so the guys would throw you out, you know, and bring you back in, and you go jogging along. It was fun.
Didn't you
And,
play your?
It
Didn't you?
wasn't this step walking. It
Yeah.
was dancing, moving around.
Didn't you play your bassoon in a swing dance or
Oh, yeah.
in some band?
Yeah, I played in the university orchestra because I knew, and I had my own instrument,
Yeah.
and I played in the orchestra. I took lessons from, and in that same building, the I don't know, not the same building. There was a big auditorium because 35,000 people, you needed an auditorium.
Yeah.
And so they were, I'm thinking again, I don't know when I lose my mind. I can't remember what I was saying. He made a word. You made a word. You made a word. You made a word. Yeah. Labo. Labo. Laboe. Almost a word.
How'd you end up in was it the Lawrence Welk band? Didn't you play with Lawrence Welk?
Oh, heavens no.
Ah.
No, they were the professionals. No, I never played with them. But and in fact we didn't. They were touring. Welk at that time I think was touring the country. So they may have been. I mean, they wouldn't have been associated with the high or college kids,
Ah.
but yeah, I played in the orchestra. Of course, I was with the marching band, but and with the band. With the marching band and the concert band. So I got a lot of work done on with the bassoon playing in groups. And we had Dimitri Mitropoulos was famous at one time orchestra, because Minneapolis Symphony Orchestra was one of the 5 top orchestras, professional orchestras, concert orchestras that went around,
Wow.
along with, say, New York and Boston and San Francisco and that. So I had a lot of, one time, the director of, a big, tall Greek guy, a ball as a billiard ball, and he was, I don't know, 6'2" or something like that. He was tall and he was Greek, and he was the concert director of the Minneapolis Symphony. And if you ever study that era, you would run into his name. But Dimitri, we had in the university also, where there was a basement that has practice rooms, so that musicians, because we shared the building with the professional orchestra,
Oh,
and so oh darn. Oh, we had practice rooms. Scrawny little practice rooms that had a door on it and a light above, so you could practice your instruments and everything, a whole row of them. Well, one day, I was practicing in the room, and Dimitri, this big, tall Greek, was walking down the hall, and the door was opening this way. The practice room was right here. The door was closed. The door was open. Dimitri was looking down like this, apparently. As he was walking down there, at the same time, I was opening up the door. And I came within inches of whapping him on the head. He was walking the wrong side of the hall.
Oh,
You
okay, yeah.
He wasn't walking on this side, he was walking on this side and looking down. Oh dear. Of course, that was a thrill for me. Because it was,
Was he startled?
oh, yeah. Yeah, he jumped. So, you know, when you live amongst, in a place where they have famous musicians and all that, that's always fun.
Yeah.
And they held foreign movies in the auditorium, and I worked there also at night, just for listening to and plays and operatic songs, piano, Shostakovich, there's some, I know you run across many of the names. I heard and listened to them. I tore tickets at the door.
Come on, let's clean up now.
So at the door, when you go in to get in the concert hall, they bought their tickets, and then I stood at the door and picked up and got their tickets and told them where to go or how far down to go and stuff like that. So that was, so I got to see and hear free.
Wow.
I also did that with foreign films. The post office was closed during the daytime, and I carried a full load, and how I did it all, I don't know, but I was never stopped. Just kept going. Work, music, listen to music, practice, all that. It was bad. So, anyhow, that's enough babble.
Busy, busy.
Huh?
Busy.
Yes, I was.
I think you like.
I would just, when I had tour tickets at the orchestra concerts and the movies, I wouldn't get home until 12. And I lived at the edge of the campus in a private home where you could give two people who could rent a room together.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody I'd never know, but they had a lot of big houses that had many rooms. And so the owners would rent out the rooms. And I couldn't afford to join a sorority or anything like that. And besides that, I wasn't the type. I
Yeah.
was just too busy.
Yeah.
And so that's, yeah. Oh, I would say we'd get out of the orchestra concert that from the professionals and just walk across campus. There's a huge campus, the largest campus at that time in the States. And it's a nice day, or kissy time. Yeah.
Grandma Kissy. Great Grandma Kissy.
Oh, there's a biggie huggy. Not my mouth, not my mouth. It's my toes. Yeah, I don't want to. My
Yep.
family. I'd walk out there 12 o'clock at night. It was lots of grass, lots of trees, interspersed between buildings, and I had to walk about half a block by myself. Nobody, never was afraid at that time. Now you wouldn't dare.
What about in the winter when it was snowy and cold?
Yeah, you wore your snow boots and your heavy clothes.
So cold of it.
One time, I almost died from snow.
Really?
When my mother and dad were first married, they I don't know whether they rented or owned a small farm that was close to uncles and grandparents, my father's parents. Because they had just arrived over from Sweden. My dad was 5 years old when he came from Sweden. And so Alden and I were the only children. And I was going to school. I had first grade at the school, which was a mile away. It was a good long way. And there was one day, I walked by myself. I can't imagine a parent letting a kid walk that far in the farmland, this farm alone. Now you wouldn't even think about doing that.
Yeah.
But
You're tougher back then.
so one day there was a big snowstorm at school when I was at school, and I started traveling on home, and there were big snow drifts. So I walked as far as I could, and I lay down in the snow to sleep.
Because you were so tired.
I was so tired of walking through all of that snow.
Whoa.
If my father hadn't come looking for me,
Oh.
I would not have been here.
How
Oh
old were
my
you?
goodness.
How old were you then?
Oh, I have no idea.
Like a young kid, kind of?
What?
Like young kid in elementary school or something?
Oh, I was in first grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tiny.
I mean,
That's scary.
well, like my brother was when he was 12 years old, he was driving haystack loads during
Yeah.
threshing.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that?
Oh,
Well, you didn't have occasion to.
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I only drove tractor, just plow.
Oh, there you go.
Just plow the field.
Oh, really? Yeah, I bet that was fun.
Ah, that was okay.
Well, yeah.
What- So did you ever drive? Did you?
Huh?
Did you ever have to?
Oh, no.
No.
My brother, well, they had threshing machines that would go from the south, from the Mexican border, and as the it was hotter down here than up north by Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So the threshing machines would go follow the farms going up north. And when they got there, then my brother, it was summertime, my brother and his cousins. Do you want to take it?